All right, so here's my real quick disclaimer. This video is aimed at educators and caretakers of students who are like 13 through 18 years old, middle school or high school students, in other words. So you might have heard me say this. I've done it a couple times at keynotes, at counseling and principal conferences, where my opening line, I do it just to try to be a little bit shocking, but I say this: stop saying drugs are bad. Just stop. Stop with the posters, stop with the songs, stop with the 90s style commercials, the skits on the school news. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, so there's step one. What's going on, everybody? My name is Jeff Becker. For those of you who don't know me, here's my story. I'm a certified school counselor turned something. I don't know. I really don't know what to put there. Business owner, something, I don't know. But I started In Control SEL and Can Do You, which are companies that help schools by creating them really cool zero teacher prep video curriculum. So go ahead and check that out and link in the description or somewhere, wherever you get it. But anyway, back to drug prevention education. So I'm not saying stop with the drug prevention education because according to this crazy study I just saw, drug use went up 61% among 8th graders. That's pretty unbelievable stuff. So the big question is, how do we change that trend? And I think it's the way that like we approach drug prevention education. And so I was an 80s baby. You know what drug prevention was like in the 80s and 90s with McGruff, the crime dog, dare to keep kids off of drugs. The cheesy after school specials about drugs, or like the I learned it by watching you commercial. If you haven't seen that, it's amazing. Super meme worthy stuff. But anyway, I'm going to cut to the chase here. Students are different now, so I'm going to give you a couple of do's and don'ts when it comes to trying to get your kids to stop doing drugs. So step one, and I already said it, stop using statistics and scare tactics with kids. They're different now. And so I just really think that that's the lowest form of behavior intervention. That was outdated from when students didn't know that back in the day, and this is the information age. So I think they know. You know, our students get that talk, if nothing else. My daughter got it when she was 6 years old and 7 years old, which I thought was a little weird that the school did that, but hey, that's not what I'm talking about here. The problem is students know, but point number two, they think they know better. So teach them. Students are really interested in brain science and mental health. Teach that. Teach about addiction disorders, which are a real thing, that it's the result of banging on your brain with a substance. Like the problem with students is that they think they can safely abuse drugs with no repercussions. They think they have enough self-control to stop when it matters. And the problem is, and this is what we should be teaching, that your brain actually starts expecting the drug. And if we give that drug to our brain too many times, our brain actually becomes sick. And you know what the side effect is of that brain sickness or mental illness? It's the inability to stop when we think it's a good time, because that time never comes. The thing that we think we can do, the side effect is actually that we can't do that thing. So we actually, teaching students that we actually, from a brain level, we lose that ability to think and behave in certain ways. So in summary, use leads to abuse leads to addiction, and addiction leads to a place where you literally you can't say yes or no logically. It just doesn't work anymore. So just stop with all of the other kind of cheesy initiatives that you have that are just like strictly informational, or it's like a poster contest where like some kid from the National Honor Society inevitably creates some poster that rhymes and it's just not relatable. So just stop doing that. So here's my final thought on this. This reminds me of a quote that a fellow counselor shared with me, and I loved it and I never forgot it. So here it goes. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Just walk beside me and be my friend. These kids need someone to help them to build the self-awareness to figure out why they are doing something so harmful to themselves. Oftentimes, kids won't get there on their own. So this might take a long time. It might take much more than we want it to, more than one hangout or one conversation or one great pep talk. Just hang out with them, get to know them, accept them, see them, care about them, build a strong relationship, and help them to figure out why they don't see the value in staying clean or walking the straight and narrow. Sometimes they don't think they have the potential. Sometimes they think they need to do drugs to find other friends because it's easy to fit in with other kids that are doing the same thing. Sometimes they don't know that there are other things that make them feel strong or that make them have fun or things that they love. Or maybe they've just given up. I don't know. It could be a million things, but we're not going to get to the bottom of it unless we just act like a friend, and oftentimes they don't have a good friend that's going to help them to do that, so maybe that's you. So if you're looking for videos that talk about these types of things, we have some great middle school resources at incontrolsel.com and some great high school resources. I think we even have a Red Ribbon Week video that's really good at candou.us. So again, we just really hope that this helps. That'll do it for me. Keep fighting the good fight, and remember, students are people too.